especially on that left side with Darius and Jesus.
Darius had laid himself down and it hit kind of a little roll on the ground, bounced right up over his legs, kept on going. Jesus laid right down, caught it right in the stomach, scooped it up, easy out.
One out.
Rob Weigand up at the plate. Just had that amazing out.
Bases, please. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
Line drive over on the left, just bouncing off of Darius's fingers as he runs for first. He's lost his hat. It's scrolling out there, and he is safe. That was a split second. Jesus almost had another one, but they are calling it that safe to give the Scrappers up on the board.
Another great effort. In fact, Darius almost had that one. And then it was a bang-bang play with Jesus back there, but that's a pretty quick runner going down the line there. And the run scores. So on the board now is Cleveland. It is 4-1.
Steve Miller. Not sure if he plays in a band, but this is our version of Steve Miller.
Thank you. Thank you.
Makes me think of a Space Cowboy every time.
Oh, just barely catching a touch of that. Bouncing grounder short and left. Darius coming gobbling up on that. He's just got to get a hold of it, and he does. That's an out for Darius. That left field is dangerous territory for the Scrappers. They're not going to get any runs hitting it over there.
Second put out of the game for Sterling. Sterling with 2, Concepcion with 2. 2 outs now in the top of the second.
Headed back around with Jeff Dell.
And Jeff Dell was the only strikeout so far of this game. Very first at bat. I'm not going to bet. I'll bet he doesn't do that again.
Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. Set. Ready. Hit.
Just dropping straight down.
Glad, Mike, man. Glad you, man. Throw that, throw that. Set. Ready. Hit.
Just over the top of the center of the bat.
Go. Set. Ready. Hit.
And it's going to be foul again over to the Scrappers bench. Going up probably a good 50, 60 feet there. And the breeze that we had earlier has just completely vanished. Still stagnant, hot air. Of course, now they say they're going to pick right back up.
And that'll be nice early in the day, but later in the day, the wind is basically like a blast furnace anyway. And you got cornfields very close by here, so you get what we call in the Midwest corn sweat.
That is going to be another strikeout.
I'll have to explain the corn sweat thing later, but it's not as bad as it sounds. Anyway, that's the end of the top of the second inning. One run on the board for Cleveland, so 4-1 Blackhawks as we go to the bottom of the second.
Blackhawks making their way in. Sturlius and Jesus out there killing it in left as Daniel Brock comes up to the plate. All that skidding around that he had last time is his left leg completely skidded up his jersey pants there as the Scrappers take to the field. And it looks like, let's see, we might have a change out there in the field. I see. But also, so is Kevin Burton, I just saw headed up to the field, unless he is spotting. No, he is playing, so Kevin Burton is out in short right as well as Tim. Let's see.
We've got some subs for Cleveland.
Two of them, right?
Cyphers for Dell.
Dell. Cyphers for Jeff Dell.
And DF coming in is Kevin Burton.
Burton for Keeley. All right.
Okay, just as
So you can stick Burton, number 41, in the DF spot. And we will have Cyphers in the 1 spot for Jeff Dell. So that's it's a tough beginning of the World Series for Jeff Dell. 2 strikeouts and now replaced. Bottom of the second. Just to wrap up the rules a little bit, there is a 170, there's a line out at 170 feet. If the ball goes over that line on the fly, it is considered a home run, which counts for 2 runs.
Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
just on the inside of the bat.
If the ball is caught by the defender on 1 bounce, it is considered a double play and 2 outs.
Just over the bat again. And again, just over the bat. Brock rotating his head a little bit there. And a nice grounder up the middle. Oh, and they got it. That would be another Stanley Griffith special there in short mid.
Well, and it didn't take him long either. He was all over that one.
That's what basically gift wrap right there to him.
So he's got a couple putouts now.
Mariano up for the Blackhawks. Still a 4-1 game here at the bottom of the second.
Yeah, if you're Cleveland, you just want to keep it close right now and then try to chip away.
Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
Just underneath on the inside of the bat. Oh, just underneath the middle by a hair. Molly asking him to step up to the plate. That was so close. And just under again. That is going to be out for Mariano.
For Finn, he's
For Finn.
Finn 2 outs. Mariano now, I believe.
Yeah, he's making his way out now.
That something, the delivery didn't sound quite right on that last pitch by Molly. It sounded a little bit tentative. I don't know if maybe she saw something that Mike did and it threw her off. I don't know. It just didn't sound as crisp. And that's her first. I have that as her first strikeout of the game.
I have a hole as a motorbike going by.
Next, please. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
Here we go.
A little bit high.
If you miss, you want to miss high, especially on fields like this. I mean, you don't want to miss at all, but if you're going to miss, the idea is to try to get some
Up
air
in the
on it,
air.
right, so get it on top of the bat.
And just barely under. And a hard foul over on the right. He put some muscle into that.
A little bit late getting around on it. But that might not be the bad idea. Austin's runs have been scored pretty much to right field, so.
I definitely want to stay away from Stanley over there. And even Rob out there in the center had that wonderful.
All right, set up the field. All right, you Mexican? No. Here we go.
Here we go.
And just barely under.
She's just missing.
And just barely.
Here we go.
And it's going to be foul on the left this time.
So he was a little late, and that time he was just a little bit early. If he can split the difference, he's going to knock it right up the middle there.
It's just going to get it past Rob. Or between Rob and Tim. And he does, but it's going to go to right between Stanley's legs, and it sails back there. And Rob's got it! Another one by Rob, sailing over there from the center. Stanley went to lay down, and as he was going through the air, his legs weren't still together as he was flying, and it sailed right through
Went
him.
through the 5-hole, and Rob picked up his teammate.
So that
Good
ends.
inning for the Scrappers.
And as
Three
we
down.
change out as we get ready to head to the top of the third. Maybe not.
The woman came to your team and told your team as well.
Then we'll.
Announce it, which they're asking about later.
So that's going to be 4.
4-1 as we head to the third.
And that was a miraculous there. Rob just definitely hustled right over there, sailed up, and grabbed that for another out. So let's see, Rob's got 2. Stanley's got 2, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Jesus has 2. Darius has 2.
2 or 3, yeah. No, he's got.
Does he have
Yeah,
three?
he's got 2. He's got
Okay,
2.
I had 2.
He's got, because they got 2 strikeouts and and a 4 put out.
I saw you go.
So defense is running pretty even right there on all our contenders defensively.
Especially middle and left. We haven't seen a play over in right field yet by either team. So we'll see what happens. But Cleveland did what they needed to do there, which is to stay close, and now we'll see if they can just chip away a little bit. Austin had the big first inning where they scored all 4 of their runs. Cleveland got 1 back in the second, so now let's see. They should have 2, 3, and 4. So a good part of their lineup to try to get some runs back here.
Now Scrappers will take their turn up at bat after we have a short break for these players to get hydrated, get out of that heat, take a couple minutes, a little 5-minute break. And we also want to say thank you to all our volunteers who come out and help make this game possible, whether it's from scorekeepers,
And we recognize some of those officials, the NBBA tournament crew, Cassie Hopkins, tournament director, Glenn Hopkins, equipment director, Knox Ward, equipment crew, Jamie Simpson, a tournament assistant, Cameron Simpson, tournament assistant, and Katie Mathena, who is managing the tournament, the half of the tournament that's down in Caseyville this morning. So Katie's over there doing that. She's tournament assistant. The umpiring crew, our head umpire, or umpire-in-chief, if you will, Jason Price, umpires Jaden Price, Kemp Price, John Lykowski, Mike Woodard, Dave Taylor, Jordan Simpson, David Robert, Austin Hawkins, Jason Blankenbaker, and then you've got your scorekeepers, the head scorekeeper, Karen Lykowski, also scorekeeper, Sylvia Redmond, Missy Lykowski, who's to my left, Linda Skaggs, Ronnie Higdon, Peggy Hurt-Franks, Tricia Cramp, Melanie Taylor, and Brad Farmer and Christina Happen. All scorekeepers. Our social media specialist is John Lykowski Jr. He is doing photographs and video all over the park today. And then, of course, you got our stream team, myself, David Benny, my play-by-play partner for the last 3 years, Rosina Foster, and not listed on the roster, but still here and taking care of us is Graham Athena, our producer from Live Events Texas. We don't have Cam the cameraman this year. We got Hudson the cameraman. I told him, Rosina, you're going to have to help me come up with something cute for that, because we had Cam the cameraman last year. Now it's Hudson.
Well, you have to give me a game or so to think on that one.
We'll give you a game or so. I'll ask you again. We're in the Archers Taiwan and see what we come up with.
So we do have the Blackhawks starting to head on out to the field. The breeze has kicked back up, and it's a little bit of a cool breeze, which is rather nice. It's not quite hot and steamy yet, so we'll hope that maybe we can have a cool, damp breeze continue for as long as possible. And speaking of all those photo ops that John was out here getting, if you haven't gotten your calendar yet, find him somewhere out here this week and get your calendar with beautiful photos all over it. Beat Baseball.
Those are nice to have. They're nice for a nice little, a Christmas stocking stuffer maybe or something like that. They're 2026 calendars with a bunch of good photos from some of our best and brightest in 2025. Also, Karen Lykowski is selling, if you're out near the park and you feel like you need to be a little bit cooled off, she's selling some neck coolers with a portion of the proceeds going to the NBBA. Also, commemorative Jim Quinn coins are being sold again this year with proceeds going to the NBBA. The NBBA is a 501c3 non-for-profit, so we rely entirely on donations. So we appreciate all the help that we get with that. As we head for the top of the third in a 4-1 game, Blackhawks leading, Scrappers coming up.
And it's going to be Antonio Devine up for the Scrappers as he waits patiently at his home plate while we wait for our ump to get the okay and make sure our field is set. A call out from the field there. And we are ready for the third inning.
Thank you. Here we go. Set. Ready. Hit.
And just under the outer edge of the bat.
Set. Ready. Hit. Strike.
Again, just under.
2, 3.
Let's see if they try to go to right field a little bit and test that side.
Well, they've got Ashley and Mariano and Mike closer to the center, ready to head that way if they choose. And taking a pass. And that's going to be another strike, leading to the first out for Antonio in this inning.
Third strikeout of the game already for Cleveland, so that right now that's a little bit of a concern, as they're chasing 3 runs right now. And Carlos Black coming up, and he was one that smacked one in the first inning, but got put out by a tight Blackhawk defense.
Need that base check.
Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
Straightening up at the plate. Couple easy, slow drags across.
Set. Ready. Hit. Right.
Just over the top.
Set. Ready. Hit. Right.
Oh, almost. Has a little bit of a drop in his swing.
Set. Ready. Hit. Right.
Could hear the air whistle by on that one.
Set. Ready. Hit.
Taking a pass. As his fingers retighten on the back grip.
So he's got a swing here. See what he does.
Set. Ready. Hit.
And just under, and that is going to be out number 2 for the Scrapper.
Can't afford it if you're Cleveland. That's their 2 and 3 hitters in their lineup. There's some productive spots in the batting order usually. And to start the inning with back-to-back strikeouts. And now Stanley.
Stanley coming up to the plate.
Another good contact hitter. I mean, he's not going to hit the ball, 170 feet maybe, but he's quick and he puts the ball in play. And as you might have already noticed, he's a master on defense.
Thank you. Here we go. Set. Ready. Hit.
And he's going to drop a grounder over into left. Darius, it went right underneath him. He's at first. That's going to be safe for the Scrappers. Darius on his hands and knees, head down. He knew it. It just got underneath his body.
He knows it. He got beat by his counterpart there, and yeah, I know the feeling. Being a former short defender myself, you don't ever want to give one up, but you never want to give one up to your other short rival, and that's a big run for Cleveland. Big 2-out run, so 4-2 now, and the inning continues. And Darius is going to have to just shake that off. He's having a good game anyway.
Rob Wagner up at the plate. Nice easy drag across the plate.
Set. Ready. Hit. Right. Set. Ready. Hit.
It's going to be a nice
He's gonna get
grounder
another
over
chance.
there to Darius, and he scoots up. He's not letting that happen again.
Lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place, and that's the inning. 1 run in for Cleveland on a Stanley Griffin hit. Still 4-2 Austin after 2.5.
They inched forward 1, so now they're only trailing by 2 instead of by 3. They just need to go out there, play some solid defense, keep doing what they're doing, and try to keep inching every inning. Scrappers taking the field. It looks like we're still have our Tim and Kevin out there in the field, so no more subs that have come up as of currently. Blackhawks coming in to try to inch further ahead.
That's what I was distracted by.
We mentioned the games going on here at this time slot over at Reinecker Complex in Caseyville. That's where you got pools B and C, and that's where you'll find the Indy Thunder right now, and they're playing the St. Louis Sirens, the all-women's team. And boy, we saw a bunch of them last night play well in the Women of Our League game, which was won by the Northeast Dynamic Divas 4-1 over the Bombshells. It's only the second win for the Divas in, I believe, the eighth. I think that was the eighth Women of Our League game yesterday. Boy,
sure.
The Divas were playing some defense. I mean, it wasn't that Southwest wasn't putting it in play. They were. But the Divas, especially in the late innings, were just picking it up. Caitlin Overshiner started dominating.
Caitlin just totally dominated that game.
So that's one game over there. And then on the opposite side of that bracket, you've also got a good one going on this morning between the 9th seed Chicago Comets and the 12th seed Oklahoma Lookouts. That'll be a very interesting game.
That one will definitely be a fun game, I imagine, going on right there. We're going to have Andrew Bernay stepping up to the plate, Molly wiping off, getting as much sweat and grease and grime off of that ball before preparing to pitch.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good strong bases. That's going to be a hard one right over to cameraman Graham, who grabbed that and knocked it down to the ground with his hand.
Solid contact, but late getting around, and so fouled it off to the right. In Pool C going on right now at Reinecker, you got the Boston Renegades and the BCS Outlaws, and the Indy Edge taking on the Boston Strong. So those are your slate of games here for the 8 o'clock. 9 games in total. And there'll be 9 at 11 and 9 at 2. So by the end of today, 27 games will have been played.
And grounder, and it's going to be just inside the foul line as Kevin runs back, scrambles for it. I bet he's going to be up that base. He is safe. That is a run for the Blackhawks, taking back that point. The run from the Scrappers as they keep them from edging up.
5-2 now, and that was just a good, well-placed deep ball there.
That was like about 3 inches inside that foul line. That was beautiful.
And if you can tuck it inside that line, usually you're not going to have a defender playing right on that line, so it's going to make them have to move a little bit.
Jesus up at the plate.
He's having a good game already. He is 1 for 1 with a couple of putouts to boot.
Some really nice putouts backing up his teammates.
Thank you. Thank you.
No batting gloves.
Here we go.
And it's going to be, I believe, as it hits first base. He's halfway, a little more than halfway back to third.
They look like, unless the timing is just a little bit late, but they look like they're trying to challenge that right field side of the Cleveland defense here.
It does appear that way.
Everything that they're missing, but they're missing to the right field side. So.
And a nice line drive over into center right. Oh, Rob Wyden just missing, running, passing that. And Tim going over to grab it. But that is another run for Jesus with the Blackhawks.
Well, so far, he is the impact player on both sides of the ball right now for the Blackhawks, and he just scored another one out of that 6-spot lineup. Boy, if you can get that kind of production out of the bottom of your lineup, and Jono's pretty pumped up, I don't blame him. 6-2, and nobody out. Now you got the top of the Austin lineup. They've got a chance to really put up a crooked number here. As we play in the bottom of the third already, the game moving right along.
Molly getting a towel thrown out to wipe that ball off a little bit better than what her shirt allows.
This game is only about an hour old as we just passed the 9 o'clock a.m. hour Central Time.
Yeah, that was a wonderful play there for Jesus. Rob just jumping for that, but just missing.
Spaces, please. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
I have Darius at 0 for 2 today, which is a little bit surprising so far. They could use a run out of him.
And a slammer, a fly ball over there to right behind Kevin. Yeah, he's there. You're not going to stop. He heard you say he didn't have one, and he's like, well, I will show you.
And look where he went again. Over there, right field side, opposite field, first base line, and that's what's been working for Austin. As they now have 7 runs on the board. Molly Fleming red hot right now. Still nobody out.
Going to have Daniel Brock back up the plate. That was a good feel there for Darius to get on the board. Here in the third, he was doing really good on defense there. He just needed to produce on offense, and he basically just did that.
They're getting good balance up and down the lineup. I believe that's 5 that have scored now in the game of their 6.
Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
Just over the top of that.
She's looking for the top of his bat. She wants air.
A little higher this time.
She's telling him to stay where he's at, and she's going to find him. She likes his swing.
And a nice line drive into deep left, just past it. Antonio, and he's kicked first base as he goes down. It's another one up as the Blackhawks continue that gradual climb away from the Scrappers.
That was a shot, too. That was one of the more solid hits on the game, and Molly put it right on the meat. Got exactly what she wanted, and he hit a line drive over there into his power alley. And they're starting to pull away a little bit now as the home team, 8-2. Still nobody out. 4 in a row.
Mike Finn for the Blackhawks. And I watched quite a few. He's got some YouTube videos out there, some fitness, and they're pretty darn good.
Yeah, he's a personal trainer when he's not playing beach ball, and so obviously that's why he's been able to play at such a high level for so many, well, I'll just say decades now, as he takes very good care of his body.
A little swing of his hips there, kind of a dance in place as he waits for the new ball to come into play. Oh, we don't like that one.
That's too loud. No. That hurts my ears.
Turn your hearing aid out.
So new ball into play as the fielders are allowed to call for a new ball to be heard.
Thank you.
just over the top center of the bat. And a bouncing grounder going to be foul at the first baseline.
They've gone almost exclusively, other than Brock's hit, which was a shot, they've gone almost exclusively to right.
To the right, yeah.
Yeah.
And it has been very successful.
That's an adjustment.
Just under the middle of the bat. Just over the middle. I think they both thought that was it. And this time it is it.
That was a battle. I mean, they battled, but finally a strikeout. That's the first out of the inning after 4 straight runs. Now you got to deal with Mariano. And some of her best contact, not only this game, but this season really has been Mariano. So they better be ready. I don't sense another strikeout coming. He's going to put it in play.
They do have a big gap out there between Tim and Rob Weigand out there.
Well, and Rob can cover some of that ground. And Tim maybe not as much, but Rob can get over there to help Tim out if need be.
And it's going to be a short little grounder over into right. Kevin coming over. Stanley grabbing a hold of it as he goes with the bottom of his fingers. Oh, okay. Wow. Sorry. Just called it safe. The base judge down there was saying he was out, but it looks like I'm going to go with.
Now, I wonder if they started hearing footsteps a little bit. You know, he can come over and help him out, but you got to at least let him know. And maybe he did, but it just seemed like they got together, right, and didn't really know what to do there. Because I thought Burton was going to make that play.
Missy, they counted that safe, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't hear them hit the base, but he must have touched it.
Right down to 1 last time, KB.
Boy, that's one that the Scrappers want back. That's one the defense needed to make. And you can't help it when they slam the ball, but on a play like that, and they had time.
Bases, please.
They did have time. Bounced off of Stanley's fingers, and I thought he had it, but not quite. Andrew Burdett.
He went right down that right field line last time.
Here we go. Right.
Just over the bat. Pop up over to the left. Let's see what that's going to be. Foul. It's right between third base and the third base line. Carlos was rushing over there to get that, and that would have been a hard call on who was going to grab that first. Carlos was on top of it. He just would have had to find it and get it in possession.
Yeah, Carlos is a good line defender. I mean, we saw that last year when he was with Tyler. He was making a lot of plays over there. You could tell off the bat, though, that ball was probably hooking foul. It just sounded like it was sort of fading toward that line, and
That was
finally
definitely a
Jaden called it.
slow little groove over there. Back up at home plate.
Here we go.
Retightening of the grip.
Here we go.
And it's going to be foul right to Jaden. caught that right in his stomach.
Getting a lot of contact, just nothing fair yet.
And it's going to be foul on the right again. Right over to our base judge.
I would say everywhere because he's gone down to the third baseline, gone down to the first baseline, fouled him back, so
No telling.
no telling. Oh,
Just over it.
and that's unfortunate where you got contact on every strike and then you have a clean swing and miss. Well, at the one time you don't need one with 3 strikes. So that's the second out of the inning. And they haven't gotten Jesus Concepcion all day out of this 6th spot, so now comes a big point for Cleveland. They need to get this out. You don't want to see Darius this inning again. They're already 7 down.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a slow bleed for the Scrappers, allowing these for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, I know. I still saw him on the roster. I was like, wow,
Field is up, going to hold for this large truck.
Did you see the tribute to Uncle Mike, as they called him, or Mike McGuire, that the Blackhawks are doing there with his number 13? Got an empty chair for him there. We lost Uncle Mike a couple months ago.
Just under and to your feet.
I made the play.
Hey, Benny found one.
I ain't as good as I once was, but I was good once. Is that right? It's my first ball of the World Series, and I picked it up with one hand, which is what they teach you not to do.
Oh, just nicking it. Molly pointing up. She knows she needs to go up just a little. And a nice hard grounder over into right again. It's coming right up to Tim though. Who's gonna scramble it? He's gonna have it. He is safe. Tim does not quite scramble. He thought it was right in front of him, and it was still a good 3 to 5 feet. So that's going to be another run for the Blackhawks.
3 for 3 for Jesus.
And that does bring Darius back up. But let's talk about that Jesus. Man, spectacular defense. Solid, consistent offense.
He's made 2 plays already from that deep left position. You know, sometimes you're lucky to get 2 balls out there that you can play all day long. He's got 2 already in this game, and he's 3 for 3 out of the bottom of the lineup. That is huge, and it's a big reason the Blackhawks lead 10-2.
Mason, please. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
A little on the inside and high. Darius doing a little bunny hop there up to home plate, getting a little closer. Definitely easy, relaxed spirits. And a hard line drive right up the middle. Stanley bounced off his chest. He has it.
Play.
That is out. He's like, they're not going to climb any higher. Stanley Griffith.
And that might have left a mark, man. That got him good, and he recovered, made the play, and that's why he's going to be someday in the NBBA Hall of Fame. What a play. That's the inning, but a big inning for the Blackhawks. I counted 6 in the inning.
So we are going to have our teams change out as we head to the top of the fourth. So let's hear a little bit from our sponsors.
He took the first one. I haven't seen that yet.
A little bit of a chuckle there.
Set. Ready. Hit.
Oh, that's not gonna. Only about 10, 12 feet out there.
Set. Ready. Hit.
Just catching an edge of that.
Set. Ready. Hit.
Again, same.
Set. Ready. Hit.
And rolling back over the top of the bat this time.
Boy, they're all over the ball. They're getting a piece of it, just not enough of it.
Bigger bite.
Set. Ready. Hit.
And foul back over to the right.
Hanging in there.
All over the guys.
He took his first one, so he's got a swing.
Set. Ready. Hit.
And it's going to be a short pop-up foul, just in, not quite making it to the pitcher. Nathan Wygen pitching.
Set. Ready. Hit.
Oh,
That's too bad. We've seen that a couple of times today where there was a lot of contact, just nothing in fair play, and then finally a swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout. So 1 out.
tough call for Steve Miller. That's going to bring Tim Cyphers up to the plate.
Cyphers
I
is.
think this is his first at bat.
It is. It is. We'll see him at the plate for the first time. He came in as a substitute for Jeff Dell, who started the game in that leadoff spot.
Just a moment there down on his knee.
Mason, please. Thank you.
Resting with the bat across the thighs as he listens for the base check. Hard swing.
Set. Ready. Hit. Strike.
Just underneath.
Set. Ready. Hit. Strike.
Just under. For the top.
Set. Ready. Hit.
And it's going to be a pop-up. It's going to be foul right past Ed, as we were saying, but it wasn't quite fair.
Right idea, wrong direction. He was going to test the sub, just put it in the game, but he yanked it just a little bit.
Now, it definitely was over the top of Ed's head, so that would have been a great placement. Just got to keep that fair.
Again, if anybody is maybe watching 2 games at once or is at the other park and listening to this game, if you have any score updates, I'd especially be interested to know what's going on in that Chicago-Oklahoma game being played over at Reinecker. But any games, any scores you have, send them in, and if I get them, we will report them. If not, that's okay too. John Lykowski Jr., our social media specialist, will be updating final scores and all of that on our social media.
And it's going to be a high pop-up deep into right, dropping just to the side of Mike Finn, and he's got it. Mike Finn, good placement, coming right up almost underneath it in the air, and it dropped straight down. Didn't really roll much, and he was able to scoop that up.
A couple of things went well for the Blackhawks on that play. Number one, Mike Finn was positioned well, and he's a great defensive player. Secondly, you had a nice quick call that came right out to let him know where that ball was going. That was a real sharp, quick call. And third, on these fields, the ball's hitting and it's doing what it's supposed to do, and so Finn was on it right away. Man, he's been doing that for 30 years in this sport. One big out. That is a big one.
Stanley up at the plate. Blackhawks continuing to hold the scrappers. They're definitely going to have to change tactics, do something to get some more runs up on the board to stay alive.
Now, if you remember, Stanley got one through Darius his last time up and scored a run, but that's the last that the scrappers have been able to muster.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. Set. Ready. Hit. Right.
Just underneath.
Set. Ready. Hit.
And he nails it right into Darius, and Darius just scraps that up. He was not going to let that happen again.
All right, so they're even now. They're even now. Darius made that play, and he was clean. So
Each got one off of the other.
it's 2 outs, and this Blackhawks defense is looking really tight right now at multiple positions.
Rob Wigand up at the plate.
I'm going to tell you right now, this is not a team that if I were one of the top 4 or 5 teams at this World Series, I would not want to play this team on Wednesday. Because
please. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
Austin's fundamentally sound. They're well coached. They play good defense. They're a sneaky team.
Set. Ready. Hit.
And slams it right over there to Ed, and he's got to go. It's right in the line. It's past them. Jesus running to back him up. He's got it! Jesus! Incredible.
Wow, and look at Jono and the Austin Blackhawks sideline going nuts. That's his 3rd putout back at that position. He's got 3 runs and 3 putouts on the day.
And he scrambled. He had that split seconds, and he just scooped that up like it was just gift wrapped in front of him. But he had a ways to go, and he got it done.
I thought he would. We got to be united from.
That was a real close play, but
Great play for Jesus.
called him out. And if that stands, that's a 3-up, 3-down inning again.
Well, they're definitely changing fields.
Yeah, they're not going to challenge it then. That stands. Wow. Boy, the story of the game has been the Austin defense, especially that young guy there.
Yep, spectacular play. He's definitely, I don't even think there's any contention there for me. That's that MVP right there.
I think so right now. Yep.
I mean,
yep.
it's not an outlandish plays. It's just a solid, consistent.
No, but he's also scored 3 runs out of the 6th spot in the lineup that's right in front of Darius, and he did it once, at least once, with 2 outs, and those are just huge. So yeah, he's been the player of the game so far. Well, you know, with all due respect to Darius, Jesus has been the player of the game so far for the Blackhawks.
And he's going to be making his way to the plate. Let's see if he can keep his run going.
All right, we got a sub. 60 going in for number 30. And then 61 going in as what?
As both.
As both.
No more DF.
No DF.
So Tony Guy in
Heather, did you get
for
those?
Rob.
He just did on subs.
You get it? No. 60 coming in for 30.
Tony Guy in for Rob Wagon
60 for
30 for Rob.
Okay.
So 40's out.
Oh no, wait.
Yeah, now they're doing one too.
And 38. No, 58.
It gets interesting for scorekeepers
For
when they
40?
start doing this.
Davion.
Okay.
Davion in for, was that Mariano?
We'll get an
Mariano?
update. Yeah, Moriano I think is out.
He struck out 58 for 40? Yeah, 58 for 40.
All right, we got another sub.
Okay, yep, for Mariano.
58 for 40.
Davion Perez is in for
So the
Mariano.
Blackhawks will have Davion Perez in for Mariano, and then for the Scrappers we've got Tony Guy in for Rob Wygan, and then they did something else.
Yeah, no more DF, so we have Juan Torres in the 6th position.
Juan Torres is in the game, and they burned their DF. 61 is Juan Torres. I believe he's a rookie. I've never seen him play before.
Yes, sir.
He is. He's listed as a rookie. So we've already seen one score his first run. That was Raul Rojas.
But speaking of our player of the game so far, here is Jesus up at the plate.
Faces, please.
See if he can keep that streak.
Hey,
Thank you.
it's interesting how that works out so often. You make the last great play of an inning, you get to first up to bat.
Here we go.
Oh, he threw his bat all the way over to the Scrappers bench.
Ooh, if that went over 20, that's an out. If that went over 20 feet, that's supposed to be an out.
Yep, that is an
and
out.
they'll call him out.
Tough luck for him.
That's unfortunate for the young.
I don't know what.
That rule was instituted a couple of years ago that if the bat slips and it goes more than 20 feet, it's an automatic out. So it's unfortunate. We've seen that a couple of times before.
Well, am I putting that down as a strikeout or a put out to the closest player?
That's a really good question.
Let me looky-loo.
I think it. Oh,
Oh.
Who you want it to go to, Nate?
Who do you want that put out?
Rob.
Whoever you want, you pick.
Pick.
is that really? Okay, so I'm learning something as I sit here, how it's supposed to be scored. I always assumed that would be scored a strikeout, but I guess they get to pick which player they award
Well, it's
the...
going to give that to Juan Torres,
Put
the new
out.
guy who just came in.
I thought it's a strikeout, but
Supposed to know, and guess what?
I can't swear to it though, so...
Yes, ma'am. Oh, hi.
That will bring Darius back up to the plate. It was a tough call for Jesus there on his kind of perfect batting for this game,
Faces,
but
please. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
I knew it. I didn't even move my back. Not really. Okay.
Here we go.
and a nice pop up into that pocket in the right. They're scrambling for that, and that's going to be a run for Darius.
That pocket's it, man. That pocket's been
For both sides,
Yep.
that's a nice little spot.
It just says the batter will automatically be called out. Penalty.
Tony Guy up. Well, we might have a dead ball call. Hold on.
First base? Yeah.
we're gonna check for a
Yeah,
dead ball
we're
here.
checking. Tony guy said he can't hear it, so.
So what they do now is, and it
Dead
is
ball,
dead.
so I'll take that.
All right, so Darius will come back and do it again.
Hey, give me more pictures.
If they turn the base on and the umpire goes out and stands over the ball, and if the umpire can't hear it, it's a dead ball.
That has been called dead. So Darius back up to the home plate.
This one's beeping.
So after very little in the way of nuance plays here in this game, now we've had a bat get thrown and we've had a dead ball replay here in the last two. They've changed balls a couple of times today, but I think that is our first dead ball replay of this game.
First pitch.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
It's going to be a foul pop-up right to the catcher.
We went like far enough away. To going back, that's the problem.
Here we go. Set. Ready. Hit.
And a nice high. He's trying to repeat. This time it's a little closer to Tim, though, as he runs for first. They're scrambling for that, and he's going to be safe. So he's going to get that run either way. He just had to do it again.
Not exactly the same spot, but pretty dang close, man. Wow. So it works out for Darius anyway. And wow, where does that put us now? 12 to 2 now. One out in the bottom of the fifth.
It's going to have Raul step back up to the plate.
Raul Rojas. And if his family's listening, sorry I butchered his name the first time around. I think we have a Raul Lopez and we've got a Raul Rojas. So he's Rojas and he scored his first ever run at the World Series, his last time up to bat.
Bases, please.
He's pointing at the base. They're making sure he's got a good beat on that.
Thank you.
He definitely had third even.
Don't wait on it, Tim.
Here we go. Set. Ready. Hit.
And a line drive out to left. They're scrambling. Antonio's got it, though, and that's going to be an out for Antonio Dobine.
So it's the left side of the Scrappers' defense hasn't been the issue today, really. It's been the right field side.
Thank you.
That's cup 2 outs now.
So good solid hit by Raul. Sailed right past Carlos Black, but Antonio laid right down and took care of business. Mike Finn up at the plate. Tony Guy moving back into position after having come over to back up Antonio.
Bases, please. Thank you. Thank you.
So again, we play in the bottom of the fifth in a 12-2 Austin lead. Cleveland will have one more opportunity in the top of the sixth.
Set. Ready. Hit.
Strike.
Dropping it under the bat.
Here we go. Set. Ready. Hit.
Strike.
Just over the top.
Here we go. Set. Ready. Hit.
And That's going to be a grounder into the almost same position. Carlos grabbing it, and he's got it. Carlos Black for the put out there. Finally, a little bit of action seeing left field. That's going to bring the Scrappers in, and they've got a way to go. But as they change sides, let's hear from those sponsors.
Austin Lighthouse is proud to be a fan club sponsor for the National Baseball Association World Series Game of the Day. Stepping up to the plate for Texans. For 50 years, Austin Lighthouse has been the MVP for Texans who are blind or visually impaired, helping them step up to the plate and build careers, develop skills, and live independently. With over 50% of our workforce being blind or visually impaired, we're proving that with the right coaching and teamwork, everyone can knock it out of the park. From job training, our spring training for success, to assistive technology, the high-tech gear that levels the playing field, Austin Lighthouse is all about creating opportunities and access because everyone deserves a fair shot at the big leagues. Every donation is like a walk-off hit, providing tools, training, and hope to those who need it most. Visit austinlighthouse.org to learn more.
And Cleveland's are ready with Juan Torres up at the plate. Mike Finn having skipped his way all the way to center field.
Thank you.
I believe this is Juan Torres' first World Series at-bat of his career. He wears number 61. He's a rookie. He came in last inning. Let's see what he can do.
Ready, hit. Elbow.
Just catching the edge of the bat.
Step up towards the plate. Yep, right there. Feel comfortable? Yep. All right, here we go. Set. Ready, hit.
And a nice, solid, oh, he almost ran to third, bounced off of Darius, but he's going to recover that. That's going to be an out by Darius Sterling. He took about 3 steps towards third before correcting back over towards first. A little excitement there on that hit.
Well, and that's the toughest thing for a rookie. One of the toughest things is to adjust to listening for the base and then having to run to that base. What he did do right was second pitch of the at-bat, he made solid contact and put it in play. So that was good. Base running will get better, but Darius, even if he'd have taken off to third base like he was supposed to, or to first base like he was supposed to, he would have, Darius would have picked that up anyway. So there's one out.
It's going to be Tim up at bat as they turn back over to the top of their bat.
Cyphers, I believe, struck out his first time up. He came in the third inning to replace Jeff Dell.
Here we go.
Blackhawks 2 outs away from a victory to open up the World Series.
Set. Ready, hit. Right.
Just over the top. Blackhawks sitting pretty. If they can hold Scrappers, they don't even have to come up to bat. It's going to be a grounder over to Darius as he runs for third. Darius, oh, he fell. He's getting back up. Darius behind Darius. Darius is the wrong area. He's not even close to it. He's still scrambling for first.
I
And
think that
he's
ball's
got
gotta
to
be
call him
dead.
safe. So we're going to see if that's
Dead.
going to hold.
That ball's got to be dead.
And there was no crawl after Darius. He just didn't even try. So there's no way he heard it.
Yeah, there's no way he heard it, and he's got some of the best ears in the game, so that means that ball's probably dead as a doornail.
Dead?
Gotta be.
Yeah, it's
So
called
it's not
dead.
dead?
Dead back.
Oh, it is dead.
It only beats by shaking.
It's like a baby's toy.
It's... Wow.
Oh, and Cassie said, Jason said, when it's a thrown bat like that, you don't assign it randomly to a player. You just have to make a special note.
Okay, so that was not assigned to Juan Torres.
No.
Then. That's just a strikeout.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's supposed to be a strikeout with like an asterisk next to it so that it doesn't count against the pitcher You know, because those stats count, you know, for pitchers.
Unassigned put up.
Yeah, unassigned. There you go, a UP.
Tim back up at home plate, looking to not repeat the placement of that, but to replace getting to the base.
So
Definitely don't want to give that to Darius.
All right, we set the field. All right, here we go.
Set. Ready. Hit.
Short little pop-up into right. It's not going to make it. Ashley was listening and coming up on it, but not quite fair. I wonder if there's a record number of how many times somebody has to walk it back up to the plate to redo.
yeah, I've seen some pretty long at bats. Mike the Hoodlum McGlashan from the Comets was famous for those long at bats, and he'd just keep fouling them off and finally put one in play.
Faces, please. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
Set. Ready. Hit.
Foul ball.
Just getting a nick.
Set. Ready. Hit.
Just over the top, and that's going to be an out.
And that's unfortunate because there was a dead ball, there was a couple foul balls, and then, you know, the strikeout. So tough break for Cyphers. That's 2 outs, and the Blackhawks 1 out away from what is going to appear to be a convincing victory. I think a lot of people, if this is how it ends, a lot of people are not going to be surprised maybe by the outcome. This is the 10 versus the 11, so anything can happen. But I think they will be a little surprised by the score here.
Antonio up at home plate.
We had the Scrappers on our first game of the day last year at the World Series too, against
Absolutely.
Chicago, and that was a real close, low-scoring game.
Thank you.
They can't
Here we
count
go.
those scrappers out ever, really.
Set. Ready. Hit.
Right.
Just over the outside edge of the bat.
I missed. What do we got? Devine? Is this?
Yep, Antonio Dovan.
Yeah, Devine's up.
Set. Ready. Hit.
And a nice hard one on the ground
Darius.
at Darius with arms outstretched. Had him before he was halfway to third. That's going to be it for Darius. With another out there.
Whoop it up, Blackhawks! The Austin Blackhawks take the first game of the World Series by a score of 12-2. Really well played game all around by Austin. And I must say, I think number 24 for the Blackhawks, Jesus Concepcion, needs to get our player of the game award. That's my vote.
Definitely my vote as well, even with that little bat throw. I mean, that's an honest newbie, you know.
was
He
the
knew
only
it as
mistake
soon
he
as he
made.
let go. But that was the only thing he did wrong today. And it's really just more of a learning experience. Wonderful, wonderful play. But I have to say my actual favorite just play was that run by Raul.
Yeah, you know what? Anytime you see a rookie score his very first run at the World Series, it's always exciting, a cause for celebration. So congratulations, Raul Rojas and Molly Fleming for Peon.